Welcome to Shore Perspectives, a community feature of WESR Radio, highlighting the spirit of the shore from those who call it home.
From a dream to reality, together we can make a difference. Good evening to truth, love, and justice. I'm Jane Cabarrus. First, I want to thank all of you for your precious jewels, your children, your time, talent, and effort that have continued in these difficult times. Provide a link to the many hardships in our local communities, yet unite us for a more common ground. As we dedicate the memory of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to our youth and those young at heart, we ask that you remember his teachings and the things for which he stood. We realize that not one of us here can change the past, but each one of us can take part in shaping the future. We must look to our youth to work towards creating a better future, one that they will be proud of and be able to live without bullying, violence, poverty, poor housing, classism, racism, poor health care, poor education, and social injustice. But in peace, truth, and love. As Nelson Mandela said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world," unquote. Young people, stand for what you believe in, even if you have to stand alone. Be a leader, not a follower. Whatever your life's work, do it well. Remember, if you believe, you will achieve. Thank you.
Mistress of Ceremony and School Counselor at Kiptopeake Elementary School, Mrs. Amy Halleck, introduced students participating in Friday night's online presentation.
So in honor of Dr. King, we have asked students from all races, ethnicities, and cultures to come together today and present to you an evening that celebrates our differences and appreciates what makes each of us unique. So first, we will start with a tribute to Dr. King, presented by Mr. Keith Moody and the young men who have participated in the Northampton County Public Schools mentoring groups, Ties with the Guys, Brothers with Purpose, Brothers with Goals, and Brothers for Life. Enjoy.
Dr. King, the man who once said,
"Violence means avoiding not only external physical violence, but also internal violence of spirit. You're not only to refuse to shoot a man, but you refuse to hate him."
The man who said, "In the end, we remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends."
Dr. King, a man who said never ever be afraid to do what's right, especially if the well-being of a person or animal is at stake. Society's punishments are small compared to the wounds we inflict on our soul when we look the other way.
A man who said, "Let no man pull you as low to hate him."
Who said, "Everybody can be great because anybody can deserve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject a verb. Agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love."
The man who said our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter.
The man who said we must all learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools.
The man who said rarely do we find men who engage in hard, solid thinking. There's an almost universal quest for thinking. There's an almost universal quest for easy answers and half-baked solutions. Nothing pains people more than having
to think. When we let freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village in every hamlet, from every state and every city. We will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Dr. King, a man who said, I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Happy birthday, Dr. King!
Good afternoon, my name is Trish Upshur and I'm a second grader of Kiptopeake Elementary. And his first major said was right actions. Martin Luther King Jr. led the Montgomery bus boycott. This started when Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on the bus to a white man. She was arrested and spent the night in jail. As a result, Martin helped to organize a boycott of public transportation system in Montgomery. The boycott lasted over a year. It was very tense at times. Martin was arrested and his house was bombed. In the end, however, Martin prevailed and segregation on the Montgomery buses came to end.
Hi everyone, I'm Abigail Zoden, and I'm so happy to be able to greet you on behalf of the NCPS student body. Martin Luther King Jr. did so much to create the world that we know today that I believe that it is our responsibility to continue his legacy and strive to be more like him every day.
Jane Cabarrus concluded with these thoughts.
Our children won't know our history if we don't teach them. So they're our jewels, our treasures. So it's up to us and the community a whole that we see that our children be the best that they can be. And I want to say to the world, because we are further than the Eastern Shore, that Dr. Martin Luther King dream is now our dream. We've come a long way, but we still got a long way to go. But we can do it if we hold hands together, walk hand in hand together, and everybody has a voice. So when you children get 18, register and vote, because that's the way that you're going to make it. Education is the key. Again, thank all of you. My heart is filled because we just couldn't let this die. Again, I want to thank all of you that had a hand in this great day, and love you.
To view the first part of the Community Unity Day program in its entirety as broadcast Friday, January 15th, 2021, visit the Kiptopeake channel on YouTube. For Shore Perspectives and WESR Radio, I'm Kelly Gaskell.